Hey, this is going to be the first video of a new series I'm starting, which I'm dubbing Fear Hour, where I basically will look at random movies, games, and other things related to the genre of horror. There's no set schedule for these series, so I will probably upload them occasionally. Today's topic revolves around popular horror game Five Nights at Freddy's, a game series about those robotic furries from Chuck E. Cheese's coming to life and yiffing people to death. Now, I actually remember really liking this series when I was younger, and when I replayed this game to make this video, I really can understand why. Just the concept developed by these games are terrifying. Generally, no one can dispute how creative and scary the idea presented in the series is. That being said, I feel like overall, the series can occasionally be bogged down by its over-exaggerated story and cheapness as the series went on. Here, let me show you. The first game was released in 2014, a simpler time, where things like Doge and Ebola were still relevant. Please just ignore my profile picture. Anyway, this was when the first game was released, and I quite remember how it got super popular super fast. I mean, looking back at it, it's quite obvious why. The gameplay was solid. I love how characters can randomly disappear off cameras, leaving you completely helpless as you scour and turn on lights looking for them. The sound design portrayed ominity and suspense to a T, and the scores of Torador March for when you run out of power is still one of the most threatening things to ever be played as someone dies. What? Last but probably best is how amazing the art looks of the characters. Honestly, soak in some of this artwork. In my opinion, this is the best it ever looks. Based off Chuck E. Cheese animatronics, these creatures look creepy in the immensely detailed camera settings they are placed in. Speaking of the characters, I should probably quickly introduce them. There's Freddy Fazbear, the titular lead singer of the crew, who's a bear. There's Chica, the cupcake-wielding side star, who's a chicken. There's Bonnie, the guitarist and bunny of the group. And finally, Foxy, the out-of-order attraction and obviously Fox. Be grateful for how cool they look currently. They'll look way weirder as time goes on. The story for this game is that 4 kids were murdered, and their spirits possess the animatronics, or something. Honestly, in my opinion, there's no reason for there to be such a complex story. Animatronics killing people is scary enough on its own. I'm happy that it didn't overshadow the gameplay in this first game, but that won't remain true for others in the series. Other than that, there's really no negative towards this game. In my opinion, this game is probably the best of the series, and definitely earned a sequel. Speaking of that sequel, how does it stack up? Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was published in 2014, and I believe this was the game that really piked the fandoms and the mass followings of the games. I mean, yeah, this game was far from the original game's creepiness, but I actually do like this game. Apparently, this game is supposed to be a prequel. Thank you, MatPat. So I'll describe it as if it was one. The characters from the first game are in this game, not currently repaired yet, so they're all messed up. There's a host of new characters who have facial recognition features. I'll take a moment to quickly run through all of them so I can describe them better throughout this section. There's the characters on the new show stage, dubbed toys. There's Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, and Toy Chica. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like how they look here. Toy Chica looks pretty creepy without her beak in the camera shots, and Toy Freddy looks okay, I guess, when he's in the hallway, or when he's about to come into your office, but Toy Bonnie never really looks creepy or ambient, probably because of the stupid hazel eyes. Also in this game is Mangle, a character who was destroyed by kids. I actually really dig how this thing looks, so no issues there. Then there are withered animatronics, which usually look pretty good. There's withered Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy, along with withered Foxy, who occasionally pops into the hallway. There's Balloon Boy, what a stupid, who can pop in and remove your power, and the Marionette, who you have to keep a music box wound up to stop. This is the game where the story starts becoming emphasized. It's not too in your face, but there are these random mini games that you get if you die, which push ahead the story while also being extremely confusing. Honestly, I didn't pay much attention to the story here because I didn't feel like it's worth mentioning to an extent. If you really want to hear about the story, game theory exists. Anyway, this is a fine game, but nothing compared to the first game. All the things that made the first game scary are removed. I can never be afraid of the toy animatronics because of how unrealistic and fake they look. There's no ambient sounds. Instead, it's replaced with this annoying fear track. Just listen to it. Ugh. Anyway, a third game was made. Why? Money. The third game is kind of a mixed bag for me. Made in 2015, this game takes place 30 years after the events of the first one and features Springtrap, who, is apparently the murderer of the children from earlier stuck in a suit. I would just say this, the game looks really good. The cameras and even Springtrap himself look realistic for the most part. Take a look at these shots from the rare boot screens. These look like really creepy. However, the thing that really negatively impacts this game is the emphasis on the story. Suddenly, cutscenes every night. Minigames activated by accidentally clicking something on the cameras. Overall, these things are really annoying to be frank. The characters in this game are Springtrap, the main antagonist, and the Phantoms. The Phantoms can't actually kill you, they just stun you so that Springtrap can more easily kill you. These Phantoms include Foxy, Mangle, Freddy, Chica, Balloon Boy, and Marionette. Overall, I do like the concept of the hallucinations, especially since it's a callback to the first game. This game had a lot of potential, but the forced story, which I won't even bother trying to explain here, really bogs it down, and it only gets worse. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is just. There's practically nothing redeeming to this game. Like, wow. Probably the best thing is the sound design, which is closest to what makes the first game so creepy. But holy crap, the animatronics look super fake. I'll run through the characters quickly, just so we can make fun of the designs. There's Nightmare, Bonnie, Foxy, Chica, and Freddy. There are these little Freddles that hang out on your bed, and of course, the secret animatronics who appear on later nights, Fredbear and Nightmare. And Nightmare is just a discoloration of Fredbear. Also, there's this extremely weird Halloween update where they add characters like Nightmare Balloon Boy, Mangle, the Marionette, and weird pumpkin versions of Chica and Bonnie. Why? I I I feel this is a good time to mention the role-playing game, FNAF World, that was released between Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and Sister Location. So taking it as it is, the game is just fine. Like there are some good moments and the sprites look okay. It functions just fine, and I understand that it's supposed to be a joke on how FNAF has evolved from the creepiness of the first game to a stupid RPG. Nice play. I like it. The next game is Sister Location, and this game is really refreshing. I'll explain why more in depth in a few moments, but let me quickly name all of the characters introduced in this game. There's Baby, the main antagonist of the game, Ballora, a ballerina humantronic, Funtime Foxy, a new version of Foxy from the original games, and Funtime Freddy. In this game, the original structure of the knights in the first four games are gone. You aren't a night guard in this game, but a mechanic sent to work on the animatronics overnight. Honestly, I don't really mind that change. It's been four games, and if they had just kept the same structure, it would have continued to get boring and stale. I like how creepy the office looks in this game, and I like the creepy elevator ride to start each night. There are some legitimately spooky moments in this game, like when you are fixing Funtime Freddy and its hand puppet, which is designed as Bonnie, disappears. That entire part in the desk and the spring lock seat are great, and I think is really creative and inventive. The thing that keeps this game from being nearly perfect is the awkward story and the way it's implemented. Baby often talks to you and helps you through things in the game, which is fine. But what's not fine is when it's revealed that she was manipulating you into being killed so they could escape. Yeah, it's weird, but apparently this Ennard thing is the result of all the animatronics in this game being mashed together into an endoskeleton, which then gets shoved inside of you, killing you. Why? I really don't know, guys. It's weird, but honestly, whatever. This game was still pretty cool despite that. Next up is Pizza Simulator, which is honestly just weird. It feels so out of place in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. I would understand if it was a fun spin-off game like FNAF World, but no. Apparently the events in this game are very canon, which is just strange. You build a pizzeria, deal with lawsuits, and do business work while animatronics hunt you. The characters in this game are something else, man. Instead of regular animatronics, we are greeted with rockstar variations of the original. A spin-off group with a hippo, frog, pig, and bear, and a literal group of trash. Of course, there are also such classics like Music Man and El Chip, who we can only assume is Fazbear Entertainment's take on a Mexican restaurant. There's also some random scenes at the end of each night where you attempt to salvage parts from certain animatronics set earlier games. Just look at them. They all look really bad, especially this one, dubbed Scrap Trap. Just why? Anyway, we now reach the conclusion of this video, and this is where I talk about the other things that FNAF has done recently as it continues to sink into obscurity. First up is the Ultimate Custom Night, which is literally every character from earlier games in a way that you control how hard they are. I played through a bit of this game and I really like how chaotic it can be at points. It's honestly extremely fun and I suggest a playthrough. It's nothing special, but it's fun to add in new characters and learn all the complex strategies. Other than that, what has FNAF been doing? I'm honestly not sure. They made a VR and AR game, another space-themed spin-off game, and apparently there's a movie in the works. Overall, Five Nights at Freddy's is a truly good series. There's high points, low points, strange points, and even lower points. My overall rankings for the games go Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Sister Location, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Pizza Simulator, and Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I'm not counting FNAF World and Ultimate Custom Night as real games, but if I did, FNAF World would be under FNAF 3, while Custom Night would be right behind Sister Location. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, I suggest subscribing. I don't always make content like this, but I've been exploring making more serious content recently, and I think the videos I've posted before are pretty funny. Anyway, if you disagree with anything I said in this video, or if I made any mistakes, feel free to correct me in the comments, and we can discuss it. Anyway, until next time, thanks.